Hey Cappy, starting your read at 3:13 a.m. Gonna see what wants to come out. We've got the Ace of Pentacles on the back of the deck. Hope you guys are all well. Happy birthday to those of you that are celebrating. It's mine at the end of the month. 9 of Wands. Spiritual warrior. The advice is to get out of your head, get into your body, go and do something fun. Dancing would be great right now. Any kind of somatic practice. It feels like you could be replaying some kind of past situation. It feels like being stuck on a wheel, like a hamster wheel in terms of a thought. Something that just keeps going round, or as much as you try and do something or focus, that there's past feelings or something coming up. It feels like when you're doing something you enjoy, when you get out of your mind, and it could be anything, maybe it is movement, some kind of exercise, or just having fun. That playground kind of energy in terms of just being free, whether it's climbing around in nature or whatever's right for you. It's going to be different for everyone. There's something about when you're doing the thing that you don't think you should be doing, or when you take your eye off the ball, something's gonna release. It feels like you could be watching a film and it just triggers you to break down, or you could be doing something and you just feel something release or shift. In a weird way, it's like it's not a case of taking more intentional action. Yeah, that's necessary, but when it comes to this, it's like being asked to let go. That energy healing kind of thing. Like when you practice energy healing, Reiki or anything like that, you really have to empty yourself. It's not a case of you doing more. It's a case of you being open, receptive, letting things flow through you. This isn't the time to quit. Some of you, there could be anxieties connected to the festive season, however you want to take that. Maybe around family or around not feeling like you can fully express yourself in certain settings. Maybe there's events that you can't get out of, or you feel like you can't say no to. This isn't a time to quit, but it feels like if there's things being thrown in your direction, be kind to yourself, slow down, do what you need to do what's right for you. Because it feels like you could have been on a very steady path, and then certain situations that maybe are out of your control are popping up. Maybe it is in terms of tradition, how people do certain things at this time of year. Some of that could be triggering. It feels like if you have to put something on pause for a minute, like put it on ice, that's fine. But don't feel like you're going backwards. It feels like you're adjusting. Give yourself space to adjust instead of trying to work out why things are going wrong. Trust that it's part of the process. Spirit's like, it's testing. It's like, we're aware it's testing. You have what it takes to overcome this. And you have what it takes to enjoy overcoming this. Golden Gate Bridge, 3:17 a.m. Really, really weird what's coming through. Do I even share that? I don't know. I'm so judgmental of my reads, because it's like I'll be watching reads and just be so uplifted in the cheer, and then things that come through in mine, it's just like, guys. But maybe that's just, it is what it is. So the bridge, and I might be wrong, but this is what's coming through, and this is what I remember. The bridge, there's something about when the bridge was built, that there wasn't the right equipment, it wasn't safe to build the bridge, that people lost their lives building the bridge. It's like, to what sacrifice? Or it's like, don't build the bridge, then just throw yourself off of that or fall from that because there's not some foundation or some structure, or because things out of your control are in place. Things that are out of your control are happening, or things are being put in place that are out of your control. It's like everything's temporary. There's something about, you could be feeling like you've lost something, or that things are falling apart, that things aren't going as well as they were. Feels like that dip, like meandering, the ups and downs. This is part of the journey. You're not going backwards, but this is necessary too. Feels like there's lessons here. That you're going to overcome something, overcome yourself, whether that's setting boundaries, learning how to say no to something, being able to go through these kind of storms and still keep your self secure, still keep your dreams intact. It feels like preparation for what you could be handling or what you may be facing later on. But the advice is to not see this as something going wrong, but a test that you will pass, something you will overcome. It's like maybe you're looking around you and feeling like you're in a worse off position than those around you. Or it's like or it's like you haven't got something as good as someone else. And it's like, trust, like wherever you are, whatever you're going through, that's exactly where you need to be to have what you desire. 321, 321. Countdown energy. It's like, it does feel like some kind of short-term sacrifice for something better in the long run. There could have been a pause on fun. It feels like a lot of battles in terms of spiritually, having to overcome yourself, overcome something. Let's move on. But it feels like I don't even feel guided to move on, but I'm aware how long this is coming through. But this 9 of Wands energy feels, it feels like there's a point to be made here. That is how you're looking at things that's going to change everything. Trust that exactly where you're at right now is where you need to be in order to lay foundations, in order to have what you want. That if you was doing something else that someone else is doing that looks better to you right now, you wouldn't be in alignment for what you want. 322, past energy, the Hanged Man. You could be getting sick and tired of this. It feels like you've been going through a transformation. You've been making the difficult decision, but it feels like you've run out of patience. It's like enough's enough. Some of you, it feels like if something isn't done by the end of this year, that you're going to give up. Be mindful of what we call the end of the year and what really is the end of the year in terms of how nature runs. And it's like, because some of you, it feels like there's huge opportunity coming in. And I'm going to clarify with the cards, but it feels like huge opportunity coming in. And this could be January, February. Don't give up at the last minute. Don't let some outside energy crumble your foundations. Because it feels like if something is throwing you off or you're feeling emotional at this time, maybe do take a break from business or whatever it is you're doing. If you don't feel like you have the energy to keep yourself well and continue to act on the foundations you've already laid while something's going on. or while you're feeling heightened or frustrated. Some of you, it could be like a depression. And if it is that, obviously depression is a lack of expression. It's like suppressing things. So if you're in a situation where you're feeling you have to front, maybe if it is family situations at this time of year, then it's like that could make things feel a lot more heavy. Let's check the future energy. It just feels like really look after yourself at this time. Put yourself first. How you take care of a child is like really love on yourself. Create space for yourself, however you need to do that. Clarify. 5 of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. There needed to be a loss. If there was never a loss, you would never have found what you're truly passionate about. It feels like there's a new feeling towards yourself. Feeling passionate about yourself, 111, what you do, how you do it. Feeling good about yourself. Throughout this period of stagnancy, it feels like you could have really uncovered your own gifts, your own talents, your own skills, your own desires, your own things you love, but something had to go. It was like there was a period of having less. And some of you may have taken this as you haven't done enough work. But it's like actually it feels like this financial lack or some kind of fight to create something, to get something, it wasn't about what you were doing. Regardless of how much work you put in, it feels like this was necessary. That there needed to be a time of just you and you without maybe so much of the material. That it wasn't about doing more, but what you've done has been necessary. It's like maybe having less fueled you to do more. But by doing more and maybe looking in many different places or trying many different things, trial and error, it actually led you to what you're truly passionate about or what you're here to do. 1313. It feels like you're never going to have to work to get something the way you have in the past. And there's a realization of this. But if you hadn't have had to work to get something or gone down that road or thought that it was a case of lack of hard work or looking in different places, you'd never have really found your own flame or remembered your own flame. Feels like you've mastered taking action, mastered your own method, being able to move through feelings, move through emotions. And even these situations, it's like you could be having anxiety or fears about being around certain energies. Maybe you haven't been around certain energies for a while, but it's like actually you're not gonna be triggered how you was. It feels like the memory of how you once responded or once reacted to something or how a situation or an event made you feel. But it feels like you can't be made to feel like this at this time. Maybe you just haven't had anything to prove that or any evidence to confirm how far you've come. Maybe you've not been in certain situations. Yeah, top of the mountain, up the top. Keep going, keep jumping hurdles. That's the advice. Keep going. Drop the weight and leap. Let it go. Just keep letting it go, coming back into your heart space. Think of it in if to get through it, it's like even using that kind of Cappy mentality of seeing it as a project. If it's a case of a coping mechanism, if it's getting to that. Not saying that's necessarily the healthiest way to do it, but if it's a case of getting through or not getting through, it's like do what you need to do to get through. And there's something about that maybe taking this as work, as a test, as a job, that you're here to overcome yourself, overcome your own triggers, that no one can really make you feel away if you don't feel away already, or if there's something that needs to, or if there's not some kind of shadow there. And this is what we're here to do. So it's like, this is the real work. So realistically, seeing it as a project, as a hurdle to be to be jumped. That it's not something you need to protect yourself from in terms of other people triggering you, but an opportunity to get to the top of the mountain. It's like, bring it on, jumping in the ring, that kind of energy. And belief is power. It feels like affirmations would be great right now. Connecting to the sacral chakra, connecting to the solar plexus, building confidence, self-trust, dropping into the feminine. Even practicing staying in that place when you want to drop into more of a place of protect, like to protect yourself. 3:30, it's like, let it go, just flow. Things are ending for you. You don't have to do as much as you think. You just have to be present, stay aware, and breathe. It's like, just breathe through this. 3:30. 9 of Cups, how you see yourself. One more. Yeah, 4 of Swords, one more. Yeah. You know, it's like, you know something. As difficult as it is, you know what it is. You know what you've asked for. You know what you've been chatting to source, to your guides, to God, to whoever you connect to, whatever energy you resonate with. But you know what you've been praying on. You know intuitively why these things are happening, even if you're not happy about it. It's just a case of not dropping into that unconscious mind, or being aware if you do. Not letting negative thoughts sabotage something because it's not comfortable in the present. It's like, remember where this is leading to. 1818. External influences, Ace of Cups wanting to jump out, and Judgment, the umbrellas. Some of you, it's like being an umbrella for others, sheltering others from the storm, or helping others navigate through their own storm in some way. In order to serve, you've had to fill your cup first. Feels like, you know, you've been leaving source on hold, time to answer the call. But it feels like you didn't have it in you to answer the call. You was aware of that. Feels like you're about to pick up. It feels like this isn't going to resonate for everyone, but for some of you, it's like a hope to accept loss. It feels like your want to hold on to something, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, emotional attachment, codependency, whatever it is, free. It feels like that could have scared you. Whether it's a fear of actually a fear of death, or a fear of change, a fear of being alone, whatever it is, it feels like something that was a deep-rooted fear that you knew you'd never feel okay while you had certain fears. It feels like this could have controlled your life in some way, whether it was some kind of codependency, some kind of addiction, whatever it is. Fear of losing someone, fear of loss, fear of rejection, whatever it is. It feels like it's run your decision making subconsciously or unconsciously for a long time, but you've overcome this. 2 of Wands, Queen of Wands. It's like a fearless energy. That you're never at a loss, even if it looks like you're at a loss, or on paper you're at a loss. You're never alone. It's like really understanding the interconnectedness of things, the cycle of life. It does feel like freeing yourself of information. But it feels like it's all been a lot. It's time to rest. It's time to celebrate. It's time to do what's best for you. Be mindful of not putting others before you to the point of the sacrifice of yourself, even if it means saying no to certain people and letting certain people down. It's like, what about you? How if people, like if people pleasing and things like that, how we build up resentment. If we give too much and our cup's not full, we can feel hurt. How that thing starts to, how you see that kind of fake smile, like people giving through gritted teeth. Not saying it is that with this, but it's like, don't get to that. Honour yourself first. And maybe that means putting yourself in the uncomfortable situation. Maybe that means running through tower situations. It's like that buffalo energy, running through it head first. It's like, why wait around? It feels like you know what you need to face, and there could be a long way around that. But it feels like you seeing the obstacle. I'm seeing someone standing at the beginning of a path, and it's like a maze, like not a maze, like a meandering path that goes all around the houses. And that's like, you have to go through these obstacles and follow the path. And it feels like you've seen the biggest obstacle in the distance, close to the end of the path, and it's like just missing the path, running across the grass, cutting the path, and just running headfirst towards the biggest obstacle. It's like, okay, let's take this down. Let's get to the root. Let's not mess around. It feels like you could even be consciously putting yourself in slightly towerous kind of feeling situations because you want to face something once and for all, because it's just getting on your nerves that it's not dealt with. But it's like, keep going. 37. Yeah, High Priestess, the outcome. You're about to create something beautiful. There's a lot of money coming in, whatever it is that you're doing. It feels like something's about to spark you forward. The Empress, Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess, Three of Pentacles. Changes when it comes to finance. You could be receiving some kind of gift or just like a windfall of money. Good money, healthy money, clean money. No dodgy karmic money. 444. The koala. I forgot what the koala, maybe check that. The moon. It's like you don't see what's coming, and it feels like you could be in anxiety or feeling. It's like you're still going to take this battle on regardless if you're happy about it or not. But it feels like you thought you would have been in a happier place by now. Or something would have shifted by now. But it's like you're not even ready for the way things are coming in. There's things you can't see. And it's like, it's better than what you could imagine. Just let go. Trust that there's a greater flow to things. Things are being divinely orchestrated in your favour. Don't get in the way of that. Yeah, it's like just let it go for now. Dropping into the feminine. Feel what you need to feel. Be honest with yourself. Page of Cups. 5 of Wands. Ace of Swords. It's like, be honest with yourself about what you want and how you feel. Maybe some of you, it's like you've been taking action to avoid emotions. Maybe certain situations are going to bring up this emotion. It does feel like there's something that needs to be released emotionally. Heart-opening situations or sensitive situations could trigger this release. It's like brighter things coming in, Jan. Yeah. Be grateful you have so much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. And unity, number 5. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you, a spiritually minded community. Cap, the deer, she came out in reverse. Let me check. Deer in the contrary position indicates that you are caught in your fear by fighting the internal demons of negative ideas. This is a clue to you that force is not always the best method. You may not be willing to love yourself enough to feel your fears and let them go. You may be projecting your fears on others. It may also be others whom you fear, reminding you of a time when you reacted to life in much the same manner. Love is the key. The only true balance to power is the love and compassion of deer. Be willing to find things to love about yourself and others, and your demons will melt away. Your fears cannot exist in the same place that love and gentleness abide. Remember, form can teach you many lessons about unconditional love. In its true application, unconditional love means that no strings are attached. The gentleness of Fawn is the heart space of Great Spirit, which embodies his, her love for us all. Page 54. Number 19 and number 7, Achaia and Luia. Of evolved appearance, he is highly spiritual but also has his feet on the ground. He looks to the horizon but has the stars on his mind. Although he may not have a formal education, he acquires knowledge that makes him influential. He always looks for the opportunities that life presents and intuitively knows how to deal with risks and avoid danger. Reasons for invoking: to spread new ideas, to make us capable of being patient, to find sense in life when faith is lost, to ask for help in order to succeed with difficult tasks, to help us to discover the secrets of nature. 344, the most beautiful red galaxy photos just come on the TV. And number 19. He is friendly, jovial, and modest in his words and ways. He bears all adversity with patience and resignation, because he knows that this is a form of material and spiritual evolution. Extremely curious, he is ready to learn from any and all experiences. Reasons for invoking: to bring us poetic and artistic inspiration, to grant us divine grace in fertility, to improve our memory and intelligence. Page number 22. I'm going to leave it there. If this did resonate, like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you soon. Sending so much love.